Welcome class. I am Durgesh Kumar Pandey. Class, today I am going to explain a chapter in class 11C, and the name of this chapter is rights. Class, can you tell me what is rights? Rights are a justified claim. Means the claim which are justified, जो न्यायोचित हो, जिसको which are recognized by the society and sanctioned by the law. Class, तो right or justified claim. Class, class rights denotes what we are entitled to as citizen. मीन्स एक नागरिक होने के नाते हमारे क्या हक हैं, क्या हमारे लिए सही है एज ए इंडिविजुअल, एक इंडिविजुअल होने के नाते, एज एन ह्यूमन, एक ह्यूमन बीइंग होने के नाते, जो हमारे लिए हमारे जो क्लेम है, जो हमारे लिए न्यायोचित है, वही राइट्स है. क्लास, एंड इट इज़ समटाइम दैट वी कंसिडर to be due to us, sometime that the rest of the society must recognize as being a legitimate claim. मीन्स जो हमारा ड्यू बनता है, जो हमारा बनता है ह्यूमन बीइंग होने के नाते, इंडिविजुअल होने के नाते, हमारे जो हक बनते हैं, जो हमारे क्लेम हैं, वही राइट्स है. एंड और हम को हर हाल में उसको हम अपने पास उन अधिकारों को रख सकते हैं. इट्स अ राइट्स. एंड दिस डज नॉट मीन कि वी आर डूइंग एनीथिंग वी वांट. दैट आई रिगार्ड टू बी नेसेसरी एंड डिजायरेबल इज अ राइट. सपोज आई मे, जैसे आई वॉन्ट टू गो इन स्कूल विदाउट यूनिफॉर्म एंड वी आर सेइंग कि दिस इज आवर claim or right. So class, this is not right because there is rules in the school कि you come in a uniform, so you should follow the instruction and you should maintain the discipline. So rights is not कि you do anything according to your wishes. You are free to wear the cloth according to your desire in your home, but you are not free to do such in the school, because school has a foundation कि you are come neat and clean in the uniform. So you should follow the instruction of school, because it is not your right to come school in any type of dress. You have a right to you wear anything in your home, any type of clothes. So rights are rights means कि only the desirable and the things which are acceptable, the things which are recognized by the society, which are sanctioned by the law, is the rights. And doing according to your minds is not a right. Class, rights are primarily those claims that I, along with the others, regard to be necessary for leading a life of respect and dignity. To live a life with respect and dignity, what are our necessities called the rights. Class, in fact, for example, right to livelihood may be considered necessary for leading a life of dignity. So right to livelihood are very important. Livelihood. Right to livelihood is very important for us class, and it is necessary for us to live a life with dignity. Being and freedom of expression is also important us because it express our talents and interest. So, right to livelihood is necessary because without livelihood, no can live a life with dignity. If we have a livelihood, so we earn money and we can fulfill our basic require with respect, and we have no need to support of anyone. So we will only capable to live a life with dignity when we got the right to livelihood class. Similarly, class right to freedom of expression is very important because we express ourselves in front of the government, and government could know about the interest of people by the freedom of expression, and the government will make plan according to needs of people. That is why freedom of expression is very important. Because who live in a society and they are described as universal in the nature, because these rights are very important, because this is the way of communication between the governments and people. Government work according to public opinion, and it's ensure the welfare of people class. Same time class like right to education. Right to education is very important for us class because without right to education no one can live a life with respect and dignity. Class right to education is important for us if we can got the talent or skill for us, and we also make our career or future bright by getting the good education class. And without good education it was not possible कि man can live a life with respect and dignity. Man, after only getting the good education, man can capable to got a good job, and which ensure the dignity and self-respect for human class. And education is also the way by which a person can develop their personality to understand the society and deal properly class. And without education no one can become a skillful and not can able to earn the money according for the needs of their. Another question ki class ki from where rights are come from. Class rights are come from nature or by the gods, because someone saying ki rights are come for a people by birth, or someone saying ki is provided by the natures. Okay class. And in the 17th or 18th century, political theorists urged that rights are given to us by nature or God, and the rights of man were derived from natural rights. And these means that the rights were not conferred by a ruler or a society. Neither we are born with them as such. These rights are inalienable. The rights we got from the nature of God, and rights are inalienable means Inalienable means no one can take the rights which we got from the nature. They identify the three natural rights of man: right to life, liberty, and property. These are the natural rights, and all other rights are derivated from these natural rights. And no states or the organization should take away that was has been given by the law of nature. And the class, in recent times, we are talking about the human rights more comparison to natural rights case, because human rights, we all are the parts of humanity and all human beings are equal. No human beings are born to serve the other people. That is why all the people on the earth are equal. And because a man is a part of humanity, that is why they possess some respect and they have a need some respect class. And no person are equal, all persons are equal class, and no one can born to slave others class. So now we are talking more about human rights. Human rights are very important among us because for living a good life, we have a need of human rights. Without human rights, we can't live a life with respect and dignity. And class, nowadays we are a part of humanity because we are a human being. So we have some rights or claims. We live a life where the basic requirements of a people should be fulfilled. We have a right to God, the shelter, food, cloth, and we have a right to earn our basic livelihoods. These are the some rights for us class, and nowadays the rights have a bright scope. The list of human rights will expand, and there was also some threats for rights class. So class, we have a right we have a right to live in a peaceful environment. We have a right to live in a pollution-free environment. So these are the needs for human beings to live a life with respect and dignity. So scope of rights will enhance, and it will also enhance by the interpretation of judiciary. Judiciary was saying in right to life, right to livelihood, right to safe drinking water, right to health, right to shelter, and right to peaceful live in a peaceful environment, right to live in a pollution-free environment. The Supreme Court was expanded the list of human rights. For a human being, these are necessary for a life. These are the necessary requirements for a good life. So these are the new list of human rights, and there are some new threats like the environmental problems and terrorism. They are the threats for human rights. So we should aware of this class. And the needs to protect the natural environment, and this has generated a demand for a right to clean air, water, and sustainable development. And like a new awareness, right to livelihood, right to of children, and right to women's are the new things are come in the list of rights. And Now class come on the kinds of right class. Rights are different kinds. We also discuss about the legal rights. Means when we are talking about the rights, there is a legal rights. Means when we are talking about the rights, so it is important for us कि it was sanctioned by the society and enforced by the law. And when the without the support of law and the recognition of society, our rights are not fully enforced, and without the recognition of our rights, there is no means of rights. So there is a need of recognition of society and sanctioned by the law is important for a rights class. And if we are talking about the rights, we got many rights from the constitution, like fundamental rights in our constitution, which are sanctioned by the society. So legal rights, under the legal rights, so many rights which we got from by the law, by the constitution of our country class. And they also, these rights are supplementary and got the importance because of the particular history and custom of a country. Right as a claim are the recognized by the society as important for us. And kinds of rights class. Rights are basically political right, economical right, and cultural rights. To put it another way, our rights ensure that the authority of a state is exercised without violating the sanctity of individual life and liberty. Means if government should be aware about कि there are some rights of the peoples, so it is the responsibility of the government to protect the rights of human beings and don't and rights is also decided कि what should the government should do and what the government should not do, and it is the responsibility of the government to enhance the rights, to ensure the rights among the people class. Now come on the different types of rights: economical rights, political rights, like political rights. Class in the political right to contest election, right to vote, right to freedom of expression, right to livelihood, and so many rights we are taken under this political rights. We have a right to make a political party, we have a right to make the organizations, unions, and we have a right to organize a meeting, assemble in a peacefully in a particular place. So we have so many rights class. And now come on the second, the economical rights. Class in the economical rights, like right to livelihood, everyone have a right to earn their livelihood, equal payment for equal work, and abolish the begari. Every employee have a right to holiday, every person have a right to medical facility, every person have a right to take the some payment for the their as a housing, and some employees were also got the pension. So different country have a different things as a economical aid, because a person who was doing in institution have so many rights. They have a right to holiday. They have a right to fix our work, and no one in some organization people's got the payment of overtime. So in many countries there are many rights of as economical rights. In this basically everyone should got the opportunity to earn their livelihood. Their basic necessities should be fulfilled like roti kapda and makan, food, shelter, clothes, and sadak, bijli, pani. These are the basic necessity, and it should be fulfilled. These are the meanings of economical rights class, because our basic needs of like food, shelter, clothing, health should be meet. It is the meaning of economical rights, and everyone have a right to got the educated wages for their life to fulfill their basic needs, and reasonable condition of work is also recognized as their needs, and in democratic societies are being to be recognized their obligation and provision. And economical rights in some countries, citizens, particularly those who low income, receive housing or medical facility from the state. In other, housing and medical, another unemployed person receives certain minimum wages as a berojgari bhatta to make to ensure the fulfill of basic needs. And you know the government was recently implement the Mahatma Gandhi Narega program to help the poor. And today there is another economical right, there is another rights which is a cultural rights class. Class in cultural rights, like people got the cultural rights, like students can take the education in their mother tongue, and every cultural community have a right to establish their institution to take care of administration for by a cultural community, and they have a right to protect their scripts, language, and they have a right to follow their cultures, their norms. So these are under the cultural rights, because in fundamental rights many things your right to culture and education, and right to constitutional remedies. So many rights are given for the different section of society as a cultural rights. These minority should be able to live a life with respect and dignity class. And nowadays, if we are talking there are so many rights, and the scope of rights should be expanded, because without right no one can live a life with honor and respect. Rights are ensured कि people got these things minimally, and no one should exploit the people, and these are the rights of people like a right to education. So it provide the opportunity to every person to ensure the development and well-being of their class. So rights are very helpful, and rights are got with following their duty, because without the duty there are no meaning of So rights are and duty both are two sides of same coin class.